My bug out Jeep. Hunting Jeep, recreation Jeep, camping Jeep, whatever you want to call it. This thing does it all for me. Show you some of the things that I have with this Jeep that make things real handy. For one, full-size spare. I see lots of guys running around with a tiny little spare. If you're running lockers of any kind, which I got air lockers front and rear, the air locker gives you the option, but you need to carry a full-size spare. Spare fuel, 10 gallons of spare fuel. Carry with this thing all the time, always full. Water. These are the Roto Packs, 1.75 gallon water containers. Great tools to have. You know, you need water. 3.5 gallons of water on hand in this thing at all times. Fire extinguisher, iffy whether you need that, but if your Jeep does catch on fire or something, or you have an issue, you can use it. Comes in, you just might need it, you know. In a previous video, I did a thing on Jeep storage, and in that container there is every sensor that goes to this Jeep. I have a spare sensor in there. I have spare plugs, spare wires, lots of spare parts in that 40mm can there. It's mounted to the fender well there. Doesn't move around. It's watertight. I got spare oil. Got a little jack in there. There's just so much stuff you can put in those. Up there in that container there, that little tube sock thing, I have rolls of toilet paper, a little towel, personal hygiene stuff, spare toothbrush, toothpaste, things of that nature. You know, just because you're out in the woods don't mean you got to be stinky. I got the same thing over here, except in this one over here, I have the air inflation kit for airing up the tires on the Jeep. I have some meal rations in there, socks, a few odds and ends like that, you know. There's some hunting knives in there and some sharpeners. In this container here, I carry in here tools to work on the Jeep. This is just full of nothing but tools. So when I do work on my Jeep, I open up this box and I use these tools out of here to work on my Jeep. That way I make sure that I have all the tools that I need at all times. So if there's something missing out of here and I can't repair something, I make sure I add it to the toolbox. That's a good thing to do all the time, is when you're repairing your Jeep, use the tools that you have in it. That way you make sure you're not missing anything. In here, if you're going to bug out, ceiling gun rack, imperative, you know. Get your guns mounted up there, that way they're not flopping around somewhere else. You have to adjust these. You have to adjust these up here. You got to adjust them back and forth to fit the guns. So make sure you do that. Up here on the dash is the air compressor and the lockers front and rear. There's a power point there for charging cell phones. I have an inverter in the center console, so you can run 110 out of here, charge shavers and various things like that. Another one of the things I want to do eventually is in this compartment here, instead of have a radio, I want to put a CB in there. So I want to get that. That's one of my next projects coming up, is get a CB mounted in there. In the center console here, I have stuff like binoculars, laser rangefinders, wind meters, temperature meters, stuff like that. There's also a first aid kit in there. There's a 2-week supply of pills that I take. There's ibuprofen, you know, acetaminophen, stuff like that. There's some bandages and various things like that in there as well. It's all in a little Pelican case in there. So just in case of emergency, there's some spare bullets in there for my little bug out bag for my 45. things like that. Run good tires. You know, always make sure you got good tires on your rig, ready to go. Here's that tire repair kit. This is made by ARB. Excellent little kit. Nobody ever seems to run one of these. You know, they don't seem to carry one of these in their Jeep, and I don't see why they don't. I mean, you really kind of need it. You know, if you're bugging out, you need to be able to repair tires. You know, you might have to run over some debris or something, puts a hole in a tire, you can put a quick plug in it, and with this little compressor here, you can air it up. It may take a while, but the little air kit just pops in there, reaches all the way around the Jeep, reaches 20 feet, and you can reach around and air up any tire on the Jeep. And this is a continual run compressor. It'll sit here and run forever and not blow up. Run an Optima battery. I'm going to go to a dual battery system here before too long. That way I just have the spare juice. I keep my Jeep in good shape. I got a winch up front, 9,000 pound winch. Got a good heavy duty bumper. You notice I got a receiver in the front here, 2-inch receiver. Well, over here I got this rack that slips into that receiver. So you slip it in and you pin it, and then in these containers here I have camping gear. I got bags of stuff ready to go, and there's a tent in there, sleeping bags, a little cook stove, all the stuff you need. You just throw those 2 containers on there, strap them down. You know, you got a little bedroll there, got spare coats and things like that you can throw in the Jeep, all ready to go. You know, chainsaw, throw a chainsaw in. There's debris across the road. You're going to a special camp or something that you have picked out, and a tree falls over the road or something, you need to be able to get to where you need to go. In here, in the little canteen, spare flashlight. I've showed this stuff in Jeep storage before. Underneath the seat here, in the Jeep storage video, I pull out all them items. In there's a military shovel, there's a tree strap, there's a tow strap, there's a snatch block, there's a hatchet, all kinds of stuff for camping and recovery, you know, to get your Jeep unstuck, whatever it takes, you know. I mean, it's stuffed up in there. Nice little compartment. So anyway, that's my Jeep. Sorry I had to do the video in the garage, but it's really windy today. It would have really messed up the video. So this way you don't have any sound issues. But that's my Jeep. Got a 4.5-inch lift on it. Got Curry 9-inch axles underneath it, air lockers. This thing will go just about anywhere I want to go. I've never been stuck, but never say never, because it could happen. But with the winch, hopefully it never does happen. I'm doing a little gun cleaning today, stuff like that. Hope this video helps you out. When you go to pick your bug out Jeep or hunting Jeep, try to pick a nice color that blends into the woods good. A yellow Jeep out in the woods is going to stand out. So pick a dark color, something that's easy to hide, the way people can't find you. Because if you're trying to get away from people, you know, you're going to need all the benefits you can get. Alright, that's my Jeep. I'm out.